Welcome to day 229 of our DeSo journey, sponsored by
No one.
no one.
We're not sponsored by anybody. What are we going to do?
We're
Well,
going
I'll
to be
tell you
finding a
what
new
we're going to do.
sponsor.
So check out the post right before this one. It's an auction. The auction ends at 2 p.m. Eastern time today, which is just about 5 hours from now, a little bit less than 5 hours from now. You can bid. The winning bid gets a 2-week sponsorship. So every video for the next 14 days, we will mention your name, your business name, whatever you want us to mention. We also will tag you in every one of these video posts for the next 2 weeks. So check that out. It's going to end at 2 p.m. 5-minute extension if there's any bids in the last 5 minutes.
I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And today we have some news. Alex Villaitis, who is working on the organization for the what am I looking
Hackathon.
for? Hackathon. Sorry, he's the one that's kind of handling the investments for the Octane Fund and also the hackathon. He put out some announcements basically talking about the hackathon and talking about how this isn't going to be a one-off hackathon. So the plan is to make it a reoccurring event, and he wants to set up an organization similar to Eth Global that will kind of run these hackathons. And they
Yes.
go
So
ahead.
F Global, for those who don't know, F Global is an organization is kind of autonomous, and they basically set up hackathons for Ethereum, the Ethereum blockchain around the world. And there's several hackathons. It seems like there's a hackathon every couple of weeks. So they want to kind of copy that blueprint, and I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, and so I mean, this organization will be in charge of organizing and putting on the hackathon. So I think, that's a really good thing, knowing that hackathons it's not going to just be one event, one time. It's going to be a reoccurring event over the course of, years, hopefully, where more and more development can take place. So that's great. He wants to hire an all-star team, he says, to handle the organization and running of these events. So it should be good. And I think that's a great sign for the future of DeSo.
Yeah, obviously, the blockchain is only as strong as those developing on top of it. If you don't have developers creating really awesome use cases for DeSo, you're not going to have DeSo. So I think that the fact that they're going to be pumping money into projects over the course of the next several months, as well as having these hackathons and having developers compete against each other to create really cool applications on this blockchain, I think that's super important. I'd say it's probably just as important as trying to retain all the new users that come to the platform, because that's going to be the base that these users are going to discover and stick around for.
Yeah, most definitely. So Time yesterday, he's always, browsing the GitHub and reading up on what's being developed on the platform from the core team. And he discovered that Lazy Nina is actually working on and has pretty much completed the ability for NFTs to be listed with a buy it now option. And I think artists and collectors are going to love this, because there's so many drops where artists drop an NFT and say first bidder gets it. Now they can just set it at buy it now, not have to worry about looking at all the notifications to figure out who bid first. They just let it be a buy it now button. Somebody can click the buy it now button and it'll automatically buy it. And if you get it first, you get it first. If not, you don't get it. So I think that's awesome. It kind of automates the process, and it's something that's going to be very welcome to the community.
Buy it now is really important for the NFT ecosystem on DeSo. I can already imagine how some nodes, maybe even our own node NFTZ, is going to be able to utilize this and bring attention to some of the better deals out there. Like Buy It Now says, hey, you don't have to bid against anybody. You can just click a button, buy it, and the NFT is yours. I can think of ways that we're going to be able to kind of sift through past sales of a particular NFT series, and then maybe rank the buy it nows based on how much over that past sale that NFT is for sale for. So you can kind of sort through deals and stuff like that. I really like this. I think it's going to increase the number of sales on this DeSo blockchain for NFTs. So awesome. I'm guessing we're going to see nodes starting to probably implement this within the next couple of weeks.
I think the fact that buy it now is not an option kind of turns off buyers in some cases, because you see an NFT listed, let's say for 3DSO, but they're all auctions. So you know if you bid 3DSO, you don't know if you're going to get that or not. It's basically up to the seller to decide if he's going to sell it to you or if he's going to let the auction run and look for a higher bid. So with buy it now, you know that if you click that button and essentially agree to pay that price, you're going to be awarded that NFT in return for that price. So I think that's great. I think it's going to help spawn the NFT market a little bit more. Collectors are used to having the ability to buy it now. I think, I think maybe something else that we could look for in the future is the ability to make offers on NFTs that aren't listed. I think that's something that, say you have an NFT that's valuable, but you don't really feel like listing it, somebody could come along and blow you away with an offer, make you an offer that you can't refuse, that you can accept. So I think that's one thing that we need in the whole pricing scheme of NFTs on DeSo before we're really running at full steam.
Well, yeah, and the buy it now is important because this DeSo NFT marketplace or whatever the code is behind it, it doesn't enable you to set an end date on an auction quite yet. You can't set a reserve price. So the buy it now is kind of like the instant gratification. If you're going to bid and you don't know if there's a reserve and you don't know when the end date is or if there is an end date, it's kind of discouraging to bid a lot on something that you really want. So I really like this. All good points, I think.
Yeah, so there's one exception to the buy it now, and that's it appears right now that buy it now will not function correctly with NFTs that have unlockable content. And that has something to do with encryption and private keys. It's a technicality that perhaps the core team will be able to work out in the future. I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see on that.
Yeah, and I think finally there's a lot of rumors floating around, especially over the last week or so. There's rumors that some big things are coming. We do know that the buy it now is of course coming, but there's been rumors about Coinbase. There's been rumors about a coin split, which would obviously come before Coinbase. I think we're going to see some big things happen in the course of the next month or so. So stay tuned for that. I know things are really slow right now. When that happens, people get discouraged or not posting as much, engagement drops, and it kind of snowballs. But I think there's some good news coming in the next few weeks. And I just say just keep building on the chain, keep building up your followers, keep making these connections, because ultimately, if and when this succeeds, you're going to be at the top of your game.
Yeah, I second everything you just said there, Brian. And I think that's all the news we have today. And we will talk to everybody tomorrow on day 230 of our DeSo journey.